I'm sharing a suite with my colleague, company policy.
She said it casually, like she was talking about room service. I'm sharing a suite with my colleague. Company policy. She didn't look at me when she said it. She just kept folding clothes into her suitcase, efficient, practiced, already halfway gone. 19 years of marriage, and that one sentence landed heavier than any argument we'd ever had. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse her. I just asked one question. A suite? She sighed the way someone does when they think you're slow. It has 2 bedrooms, totally separate. Budget cuts, don't make this weird. That was the moment I understood something important. If I argued, I'd lose. Not because I was wrong, but because she'd already decided my discomfort didn't matter, so I nodded. Okay, I said. She froze for half a second, surprised I didn't fight. Then she smiled, relieved, kissed my cheek, and rolled her suitcase toward the door. Within minutes, her car disappeared down the street, taking honesty with it. That night I didn't sleep. I sat in my home office, staring at the wall, replaying every small thing I'd ignored over the past year, the late nights. The phone always locked. The way she talked about this colleague too often, too warmly. I wasn't angry yet. I was alert. Around midnight, I opened the shared cloud account we'd used for years. She'd forgotten one thing about me. I noticed systems, patterns, details. The hotel confirmation loaded instantly. 1 executive suite. 3 nights. 2 names. What caught my attention wasn't the room. It was the extras, champagne service. Couple spa access, late checkout. None of it looked like something a company would approve without scrutiny. I took screenshots. Saved them. Then I did something I never thought I'd do. I forwarded the invoice to her company's CFO. No accusations. No drama. Just a polite request for clarification about expense policy and professional boundaries. I hit send and closed the laptop. That was it. No threats, no ultimatums. Just truth placed in the right hands. The next morning, she called from the airport, cheerful, relaxed. I kept my tone neutral. We talked about the kids, about schedules, about nothing. She mentioned the hotel view. The mountains. I wished her a productive trip. By mid-afternoon, my phone buzzed. 3 words from the CFO. We'll handle this. That's when I knew the ground had shifted. The next few days were quiet on my end, too quiet on hers. Short texts, delayed replies, then nothing. On the 3rd night, she called, voice tight, asking if I'd contacted her company. I didn't lie. I asked a question. I said, that's all. She accused me of sabotaging her career, of being insecure. Of overreacting. I didn't defend myself. You shouldn't have put yourself in a position that needed defending, I said, and ended the call. She came home 2 days later, earlier than planned. No suitcase, no confidence. Just panic. She told me they'd suspended her pending investigation. That HR had asked about previous trips, about messages, about whether her relationship with her colleague was purely professional. She looked at me like I had done this to her. I looked at her like I finally saw her clearly. I trusted you, I said. You treated that trust like an inconvenience, she cried. She begged. She promised it wasn't physical, then admitted it was emotional, then admitted it was more. I didn't interrupt. When she was done, I told her she needed to find somewhere else to stay. She didn't believe me at first. Thought it was a bluff. Then I handed her a printed separation agreement my lawyer had already prepared. I hadn't rushed, I had prepared. The investigation ended quickly. Her colleague was terminated immediately. Married supervisor repeated violations. She was given a choice, resign quietly or be fired with cause. She chose to resign. Her career collapsed in under a week. The divorce took longer, but not by much. Evidence has a way of shortening arguments. The house stayed with me. The kids chose stability. She moved into an apartment that never felt like home. Months passed. Life became quieter, cleaner, honest. One evening, my daughter asked me why I hadn't stopped her mother sooner. Because sometimes, I said, people reveal who they are only when you stop protecting them from consequences. I never gloated, never chased revenge. I simply refused to be the man who accepts disrespect just to keep the peace. She thought calling it company policy would make it harmless. She was wrong. It wasn't the sweet that ended our marriage. It was the lie she expected me to swallow, and the truth she never thought I'd calmly deliver to the one place it mattered most. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, be sure to subscribe for more.